Alright guys, so it is the next day. I'm sorry I didn't vlog as much as I wanted to at the theater because we were just having a lot of problems, and this was a first for my theater. This is my absolute favorite theater to go to in the world, man. I mean, I wouldn't go to Regal or Cinemark or Tinseltown. I would only go to AMC theaters because they have just delivered the most awesome work that I've seen at the theater. I mean, concession, top notch. The seating, awesome. The the sound system and the screen, just everything's perfect. And then they have IMAX. They're the only theater close to me with IMAX, and I absolutely love IMAX. But I had some problems this one time. This one time out of this is I would have to say my worst experience going to AMC, but that's nothing against AMC because this is like the first time they've actually messed up. Apparently they had a new crew on, which, this is the opening day of a film. You probably don't want to do that. But basically, let me just start by saying I didn't get to vlog much because me and my dad, we were late to go see this. We were struggling to get tickets from the kiosk. Okay, so there's one thing that was a mess up. But after like the fifth try, we finally got the tickets. We headed inside, went to go get concession. Apparently they were down. The drink machines, 5 out of 6 were messed up. That's not good at all. I mean, you gotta have a drink at a theater, and it's just what happened. It was a mess. And we saw this in IMAX 3D. So the trailers come on, and what was the bummer was the screen was black, and the first trailer they showed was Assassin's Creed, which I was looking forward to see on the huge IMAX screen. But I guess I'm gonna have to wait till either the next big release or actually seeing it in December. But luckily enough, once we're two and a half trailers in, they finally got the screen back on, and it's like, thank God. Then they converted to the IMAX 3D. I got to watch the Rogue One trailer in IMAX 3D. That was beautiful. If you guys watched some of my other videos, you know I'm a big Star Wars fan. You can kind of see some of my merch over here. But overall, it was just what the heck. And then the movie starts, and my left eye goes black. And I'm like, what? They turned off the 3D. Why? I felt like it was an omen. Like, am I not supposed to be here to watch Warcraft? Because I haven't played the game. Was it an omen for it to be a bad film? I'll tell you in a second. But like 5 minutes of the film goes by, and then the 3D kicks back on. I could tell because the screen went all blurry, so it's like, oh, okay. And I noticed there were 2 people sitting in front of me before the mess up. Then the mess up happens, and when they fixed it, I look back down, they're gone. Big problems. And I could see, like, throughout the film, different people, like, leaving and coming back. Maybe they had some complaints, I don't know. This was upsetting. But let me go ahead and get into the actual review of Warcraft. It's okay. Excuse me. It's an okay film, I'd say. Would I recommend going to see it if you're a fan of World of Warcraft, or you're like really into fantasy films? Sure. I'm pretty into fantasy. My big fantasy kick is Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Those have always been my main things, but the thing was with this film is you do not get the same feel as you get with Lord of the Rings, probably because this is just the first film, but I contend that Fellowship of the Ring is way better than this movie. Because probably because it's an hour longer, but you get to spend a lot of time with these characters. They're very interesting characters. But with Warcraft, you really only connect with 1 or 2 people, at best. And that's not good. I mean, it's very obvious that the most compelling character in this film was the main orc. And I have forgotten everybody's name in this film. I am sorry, but this film did barely anything to grasp me. I mean, I will contend that it was beautiful to look at. The action sequences were top-notch. But you just didn't connect well with the characters, except for the main orc. And that sucks because it's like you're expecting like, okay, video game movies are finally gonna get a turnaround, and I don't really feel like. Well, I mean, we are definitely on our way there, and we definitely. This is probably the best video game film out there, but it's not contending for like the level you would get for seeing like an Avengers film or an Iron Man film. It just no. I gotta say that all in all, Warcraft is okay. It's an okay film. I mean, it's not completely horrendous. You'll get some enjoyment out of it, but all I know is that it got to a point that before the main battle sequence at the end, I was bobbing my knee. Not because I had to go pee like every other time, because I just never know when to use the bathroom. Um, I was doing it because I was getting tired. I was getting tired of Warcraft, man. This huge spectacle of a film, and I'm getting sleepy? That's not good at all. I mean, even Batman v Superman, which yeah, it had like some long drawn out moments to get to the next part, but I still found interest in the characters, and granted it's a sequel and we just came off of Man of Steel and there's a lot of the Man of Steel cast, but I was still like interested in Ben Affleck's performance as Batman and stuff, and that was cool, and just like the setting up of the DC universe. And to be fair, I have prior knowledge of that. I had no prior knowledge of Warcraft or any of its world, which maybe I should have, but then again, if you're going to make a film that's going to be in wide audience release that probably everybody didn't see Warcraft, you should probably make a film that not only appeals to the fans, but also appeals to your average moviegoer who isn't as involved in this world as the online gamer community. So, I guess I'll go into a couple bits of spoilers, but before I do, all in all, guys, Warcraft was an okay film. I wouldn't recommend going alone. Go with a friend who would be intrigued in seeing it, or like one or two other friends. And as for a rating, I'm gonna give Warcraft 2.5 out of 4 stars. It was okay. That's all I can really say, is that it was okay. It's not a disaster, but it's not a masterpiece. So, spoilers, I just want to go into a couple of things. Characters, first off. Okay, yeah, obviously the main orc, he had the most development as a character, and you really support him, but then he gets killed off, which I didn't even realize got killed off. He's like fighting that wizard orc master that's, and they just get into a fight, and then he gets the final blast, and everybody's just like, we would really side with this guy, and that was just basically the turning point. But I didn't realize he died. I just thought he got like knocked out or something. I thought he was gonna come back later. No, he's dead. He's dead throughout the whole film. Film ends, and it's like, what? That was the best character you had, and you killed him off already before even the main end battle? Come on. And let's go ahead and talk about I want to talk about the mages in this universe. The the sorcerer, magicians, whatever you want to call them. They're called mages in this universe. I like them a lot. A lot of people, I've heard people say that the learning mage is annoying while the elder mage is over the top. I didn't feel that at all. I felt the older mage, who's called the guardian, I felt his speakings of spells and stuff was subtle, like he's been doing this for a long time. It's like whatever. And the little kid, he didn't annoy me at all. I just felt like, hey, he's not as advanced in magic, but he knows something bad's coming and he wants to help. So I just like I was on his side, and maybe it's because he's a young guy and I'm a young guy, but I found his couple of comedic moments, only a couple. Chill out, guys. I felt them subtle humor. I felt like it was subtle humor, and I felt it worked. I want to talk about, definitely need to talk about the main guy, the human, uh, nothing. Did nothing for me. I mean, he looks like he could be a cool guy. He looks like he'd be your average video game character you just pick up a controller and just play as. But I didn't feel anything with him. And he has a romance with the half-breed orc that comes out of nowhere, and like there's a scene where he's like helping her with her armor, and he's just kind of like looking at her with like lovey eyes, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. What? What? You just met this girl. Come on, perv." I mean, honestly, and you find out that he's a widow, and it's just like this one half-breed orc. It's just like, "Oh hey, restored faith and love." It's like, come on, no. His son dies. His son dies in this movie, and that I felt for that. I'm like, well, kind of. It's like I didn't feel much for his character, so when his son dies, I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. But you don't really care much for him. There isn't much left for me to talk about, guys. That's it. Just this was the worst time I've had at a movie. And it wasn't entirely due to the movie, but the movie didn't help. The movie didn't help. So, this was my least favorite journey too. But I'm gonna go see X-Men Apocalypse again on Wednesday, hopefully. So, I don't know if I'll vlog that. Maybe I will, just to have something. If this video comes out late, guys, I am so sorry. I am having a lot of computer problems with my editing software and everything, and I have to edit for other people. It's a hassle. So, if you guys like the review, be sure to drop a like, and check out my other Journey 2s. I did Captain America Civil War, The Jungle Book, and X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah. Hope you guys have a great day. May the Force be with you always. It's depressing, man. It's depressing.